What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, let me tell you about this one. I started out with this team right here, and then you guys will see later on that I was just like, yup, nope. And then changed the team, finally chose a different team, and the team actually started to end up working for me. I did end up climbing like, I don't know, I was in 2300s, I think. 2200, something like that, and I got up to the 20 close to the 2500s at the end of the sets. These battles were done on Twitch, so link in the description as always to the Twitch. If you do want to follow me on Twitch and watch these battles happen in real time as they do happen. But yeah, you guys will see that these battles are the first two battles are this team, and then I switched the team, and then from there, we go pretty positive. Um, if you guys saw the thumbnail, you guys know what Pokemon I am going to be using. It's gonna be a spicy one, Sceptile. Um, and the Annihilate that I'm actually using is actually a 15-14-2, so it gets the breakpoints on Licky Tongue and all that other stuff. You guys will see that the breakpoints do come in handy in these battles later on once we get to those battles. Uh, and then they come into a knockdown. To be honest, I think this was a snipe because I was kind of just hard countered, to be honest. As we do see Gligar in the lead, and I'm just like, yep, nope, this team's too weak to Gligar. Got to make a new team. so um, So now we're looking at the team here. But yeah, link in description to the Twitch if, as always. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. We are up to 131 subscribers, which is really cool. If we can make it closer to 200, then 300, 400, and finally 500, that would be cool. That'd be amazing. You guys are showing a lot of support, which I really do appreciate. As you guys see me scrolling down here, as I got multiple Pokemon I could choose from, but I just don't know what to run, as you guys can see. Going through the Pokemon, what should I run? What should I run? Everything is just looking like nope, nope, nope. So many Pokemon to choose from, but like I said, nothing to run. Here, eventually, I will end up picking a Pokemon here. Let's see. We finally choose the Azu, the Azumarill. I do choose to keep the Nihileep as well. And then we're gonna finally pick one more Pokemon. I did not want to cut this out just to show you guys that I started out really bad. Those first two games were the first two games of the stream as well. So these are the first three sets that I did in order. I only chopped up the queue times as I always do. Nothing else was edited. As I'm taking my time trying to figure out what to run here, and then I choose Basti, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about Basti because then we're weak to Lantern, and yeah. So it was a hard decision to make as we're getting closer to the choice that I picked here. And you guys already know from the thumbnail what Pokemon it is. So if you guys were confused on why you guys saw a different team at the beginning of the video, this is why, because like once again I did want to make sure that I did not cut it out, make sure to show you guys, and now this is the team that we are gonna go with throughout the whole video: Sceptile, Annihilate, and uh Azumarill. As we do see a good lead for the Sceptile, they swap out into a Gligar, and this is really good for us because we can just go into our Zamru. Zamru can be able to take these digs, don't need the shield up, and now I'm just gonna make it to my Ice Beam. I don't expect them to shield, to be honest, but they do end up throwing the shield, which since they threw up the shield, I'm gonna throw up a shield as well. We're gonna match the shields, and it is the dig, so it's good for me. We're gonna make it to the move right before they make it to an aerial ace slash dig. And now we're gonna see what they want to do. They do want to double shield, which is fine with me. I'm gonna go ahead and double shield as well. And now I think I tried to farm down completely, but I don't get the farm down. They are going to go ahead and throw a move here, which is fine with me. And it's just an aerial ace. We're gonna be able to farm down completely. They come back into the wish cast. Wish cast is gonna get met with The play rough is going to do a little bit of some good damage. We're gonna swap back into um our Sceptile, and I do end up choosing to CMP time here on the move, just because, just in case it was a Brave Bird, I did not want to take a, I did want to cause a little bit of damage. Now we are gonna go straight for the breaking swipe here. Breaking swipe is going to do a little bit of good damage, and I'm gonna try to make sure to farm up just a little bit over where they don't make it to a move, and then two more bullet seeds is going to be enough to make it to the leaf blade. This leaf blade is going to for sure KO. You guys will see how much damage Leaf Blade does. Oh my gosh, Leaf Blade just hits like a truck. Shadow Sceptile. Once again, we're gonna see Cloudfire up against our Sceptile, and I don't have Earthquake, so this is really bad for me. I am gonna shield the first one at Stone Edge. I'm gonna go for the breaking swipe here, hoping that they do shield this, thinking it's the Earthquake, but they don't shield it. I'm gonna go straight for the breaking swipe once again, hoping I get the debuff, and I do get the debuff this time. You know, over farm, they throw on bad timing, giving me a free bullet seed, which is really good for me. They go for the earthquake. I don't know if they expected me to catch. Gonna over farm here just a tad bit, almost right before 100 energy. Leaf Blade is gonna be enough to KO. They swap out into a Sableye. Sableye is gonna get hit with this breaking swipe. Do they want to shield? The answer is yes. And since we're at a Leaf Blade is gonna come through. Do they want to shield this one? No. And look at all that massive damage that the Leaf Blade just did to the Sableye. They're gonna swap out into a Greninja. Greninja's gonna get met with my Annihilate, and they just top left, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Wishcash up against our Sceptile. They swap out into a Lickitung. A little bit late to the swap on my Annihilate, but since we do have the breakpoints on our Annihilate, all we gotta do is just shield the Power Whip. Once we're gonna go ahead and throw a shield. Hopefully it's the Power Whip. If it's the Power Whip, I can go ahead and farm down completely and come out with a move here. And this should just be a body slam, which it is just a body slam. We're going to be able to farm down completely, come out with a shadow ball. And now whatever comes in is going to get hit with a shadow ball. They come out into their own annihilate. Annihilate is going to get hit with a shadow ball if they do not shield, and they do end up throwing up the shield. Could have potentially through there, but that's fine with me. I would have won the CMP tie. Not too worried about it since we do have an Azumarill here. Azumarill is going to be able to farm up. They're going to throw their move here. Most likely it's going to be the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is going to come through. I'm going to make sure not to let them catch. I do throw on bad timing, but that is fine with me. And now they are going to go ahead and catch here. I do believe they did catch, if I remember correctly. No, they didn't catch. Is actually a CMP time, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how we win the CMP time, but okay. And I expect them to swap out since they live on 1 HP, and I swap out to my Sceptile. One Leaf Blade is going to be enough to KO the Shadow Whiscash. One more Bullet Seed, and we do go positive here. So we started 0-2 on the first set, and then we went 3-2 after we started putting Sceptile in the game. As you guys saw, damage is super crazy from the Leaf Blade and Breaking Swipe. I'm not sure if I wanted Breaking Swipe. Here we do see a bad lead. Sceptile up against the Talonflame, switch out into my own I switch out into my Annihilate. They swap out into a Scrafty, and this is not an answer to the Annihilate, which I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Probably the foul play. It is the foul play. Maybe I should have shielded it, to be honest, so I could have caused a little bit more damage to the Talonflame. Gonna be able to make it to a nice slash here. If they do shield this, we're gonna be able to make it to another nice slash. Not enough to make it to the Shadow Ball, which is kind of bad for us, but this fine. Some good damage here on the Talonflame. Now I'm going to switch into my Azu as I do have the alignment. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through, hoping it's not a Brave Bird. And it's a Brave Bird. Wow. And then they swap out into a Chestnut. Chestnut, unfortunate for me, since it's running, Smackdown is causing a lot of damage to my Sceptile. Probably should shield this. Let's see. Do I make it to another move here? I do make it to another move. And I do believe they're going to be able to farm me down if I don't get the debuff, which, unlucky for me, I do not get the debuff. So they're going to be able to farm me down completely. Now I need to shield this, but I do believe that Talonflame is super close to another Brave Bird. Just going to overfarm here. And then they end up catching. I should probably undercharge this, but I don't undercharge it. Come out with, I need one more, and we see him P tie. And unfortunately, we're going to end up losing. So I should have undercharged that. Nice catch on my opponent's side. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Mantine up against our Sceptile. This is not really good for the Sceptile. Obviously, gonna go straight for the breaking swipe here, hoping that they do shield. They do shield the breaking swipe. No debuff, which is fine with me. I'm gonna go ahead and sack this. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Gonna come into the Azu, the Zoom roll right now, and then now we're just gonna keep getting hit with aerial aces, which is not gonna be fun here. Gonna make sure to throw in good timing. They do make it before, as I do 3 bubbles. Now I'm gonna do 1 to throw, almost to 100 energy. We're gonna throw right before we get to 100 energy. And then now we're gonna be 1 away from the next Ice Beam, and Ice Beam is not gonna be enough to KO, but we should be able to farm down completely here. Gonna go ahead and let this go through as well. And just gonna keep farming up. If they throw another move, just gonna go ahead and let that go as well. And then I'm gonna switch out into my Annihilate, start getting farm on my Annihilate. I do believe I have Ice Beam on my as Zoom roll as I do swap out. They're going to go ahead and throw a move. I'm going to go ahead and shield, thinking this is Scold, but now that I look at it, it's just too early. It's just a mud bomb. Gonna go straight for the bait here, hoping and expecting them to shield. They do end up shielding, which is really good for me. And then I close out the app, and I'm like, oh, whoa. And we do end up getting the same pizza, which is fine with me. Gonna go ahead and shield this. It's the mud bomb. We do get baited there, and then they're gonna swap out into their own Annihilate, and I'm just gonna overfarm here and gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball. We should be what 1, 2 away from the Night Slash, 2 away from the Night Slash. Night Slash should be enough to KO from this range, and it is enough to KO, as I do believe that was the CMP time, the Cap time, the BAP time. We're gonna hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Town Flame up against a Sceptile. So many Town Flames here, but we're gonna go ahead and swap out into our Annihilate once again. Annihilate is going to make it to the Night Slash. Night Slash is going to come through. Do they want to shield? They actually end up shielding. And since they shielded, I actually end up getting a boost, which is really crazy. We're going to see what we want to do here. 1, 2 counters to make sure to throw on very good timing for the 5-turn Incinerate move. And then now we are going to try to make it to another move. I believe I don't make it to another move. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it go through. And then they are going to come out into a Dewgong. Dewgong's gonna get hit with the play rough. I'm just gonna stay in here for a good while until I can swap out and farm down with the Sceptile. Hopefully, come out with a lot of energy to threaten the Town Flame. We're gonna be able to make it here on CMP, and since this is CMP, they're gonna hit us with the Icy Wind, which is fine with me. Gonna go ahead and swap out instantly. And we do get the farm down right before they make it to a move. Talonflame is going to go ahead and throw, but they give me a free bullet seed, which is fine with me. One more bullet seed. The incinerate should not have registered, and I think we're at back to back or 1 away from the leaf blade. We're 1 away from the leaf blade from the back to back leaf blades. 2 leaf blades gonna be enough to KO this lantern, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Shadow Sceptile up against the Dunsparce. And if you guys know, I love Dunsparce. Dunsparce is one of my favorite Pokemon to be using. And I'm just gonna go straight for the CMP tie, the cap tie, the BAP tie, because I do know the counts for Dunsparce, and I know that Sceptile would win the CMP tie as well. They do go for the Rock Slide. Now I'm expecting the shield here. So I'm gonna go straight for the breaking swipe here. They do shield and we get the defense drops. Well, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Still does some good damage, but not enough to KO. And then now I am at the back-to-back breaking swipes here. Gonna go ahead and throw the breaking swipe. They just go ahead and let it go through. They come on to the Sableye, and unfortunately for me, I'm not gonna be able to throw my Leaf Blade, and we go down with the Leaf Blade. Should have just threw the Leaf Blade, but that's okay. They are gonna throw the return here, gonna go straight for the play rough. Don't expect them to shield, to be honest, and they don't shield. They are gonna swap out into Trevenant. I'm gonna try to catch the seed bomb here. And let's see, do we end up catching the seed bomb? We do end up catching the seed bomb. Gonna try to make it to another move here. We're gonna try to make it to the Night Slash. Night Slash is gonna come through unless they do end up shielding. They do end up shielding. And now I believe I'm at the Ice Beam. Ice Beam is gonna come through. Not sure if this is gonna be enough to KO. Actually, it is enough to KO, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Sceptile up against a Sableye, and we already know how this goes. Leaf Blade is just gonna chunk. Look at those bullet seeds already just chunking, and it's so fast to the leaf blades. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I think we could shield here and then probably end up throwing a breaking swipe on good timing. They swap out into a Venusaur, and this is not looking good for the Sceptile. We're gonna see what we can do here. But the breaking swipe does do some reasonable amount of damage. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this and then do one and throw for good timing. Just because I expect them to shield this at this point, and they actually don't shield, which is good for me. They come out into a Sceptile. Sceptile is going to be able to make it to the breaking swipe. Breaking swipe is gonna get the shield, and look at these counters damage on the Alolan Sand Slash. My Annihilate does get the extra breakpoint on the Sand Slash, so it does one more extra damage to the Annihilate to the Sand Slash, and because our Annihilate is attack weighted, we're going to be able to punch down the Sableye to come out with the Night Slash for the Sand Slash, and we're going to be able to take that game as we do go 4-1 in this set. And then now I am going to show you guys one more final set, and like I said, these are all in order as well. Vigoroth up against our Shadow Sable, our Shadow Sceptile, and this is not really good for the Sceptile, just because look at the damage that is doing to us compared to what we're doing to them. They do throw on bad timing, which is fine with me. Gonna be able to make it to one more move here. At this point, I expect them to shield as well, since I shielded, and since they shielded, gonna come into my Annihilate, get the full farm down. They swap out into a Gligar. Gligar is going to CMP time me on the Shadow Ball, and if they let this go through, this is really good for me. Gonna go ahead and let this go through as well. I don't expect myself to go down from it, but maybe they undercharged. I'm not too sure. We are attack weighted. But they are gonna get a juicy farm down with the Gligar, which is fine with me. They throw in bad timing, but it turns out to be good timing because of the one turn swamp or the one turn lag that I ended up getting. And now at this point, we're almost not okay here. So I am gonna make it to the leaf blade here. We do get the leaf blade. Just gonna go ahead and throw the leaf blade back to back. And leaf blade is not enough to KO, but one more bullet seed is gonna be enough to KO in a top left, as we are going to be able to take that game as we hop into the next one. We're gonna see Shadow Sceptile up against the Wishcast. They swap out into a leaky tongue. This time we're a little bit more faster. Do we get this? Do we get the boost? We get the boost. And now since we got the boost, I didn't really need the boost, but since we got the boost, gonna go ahead and shield regardless. I was gonna shield anyways. This time we don't come out with the shadow ball just because of the extra boosted counters that we did end up getting there. And we get the double boost. So they have to shield this Night Slash, or it's gonna cause super damage to their Trevenant, and Trevenant is actually gonna go ahead and shield. Now this is looking really bad for me, to be honest. They are loaded on this Trevenant. Trevenant is going to throw the Seed Bomb here. Just gonna go ahead and let it go through. Seed Bomb not enough to KO. And then I let them catch on the Wish Cash, and I'm like, oh man, this is really bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stay in here for a little bit and then try to catch the move on my Sceptile. We're gonna see what we caught here. Did we catch the Scald? We caught a Scald. We're gonna try to make it to the move here. This is going to be enough to KO. And then now hopefully I can make it to another move here. We make it to the breaking swipe. I don't think it's going to be enough to KO. But guess what? One more bullet seed, and Sceptile is going to be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're going to see Sceptile up against a Skeleturge. This is not good for us. So what are we going to do here? We're going to swap out into our Annihilate. We are double weak to the Skeleturge, which is not really fun with us. I was seeing a whole bunch of fire types, as you guys saw. Talonflames, Skeleturges, but we still went super positive with the team, which was really cool, to be honest. I had so much fun. Once again, link in the description to the Twitch if you guys do want to follow me on Twitch and watch these battles happen in real time. As I do believe I make it to the CMP tie, the cap tie, the bat tie. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I should have went for the shadow ball. But either way, this is fine with me. Gonna be able to come into the Sceptile here. And now I do believe I'm just gonna go ahead and let through. Probably should have shielded, to be honest. Gonna try to make it to a move. We do make it to a move. CMP tie. We're gonna see what they want to do. Do they want to shield this? They don't want to shield. Just gonna go ahead and let this go through at this point now. And if they have a lantern in the back, which most likely they probably do, we're gonna go ahead and let this go through. If it's the frenzy, so be it. And now in the back, there's a Napoleon, and we can't do this Napoleon. Just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Drill Peck's gonna do a little bit of some damage. Gonna go ahead and throw the play rough. Play rough is going to be doing a little bit of some damage, but not really that much. Then they catch on the Skeletors. I undercharged it, but this game's pretty much over. As you guys will see, they haven't moved. Just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Shadow Ball's gonna come through, and we're gonna be able to actually lose that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Lantern up against our Sceptile. And this is really good for the Sceptile. They swap out into an Altaria. Altaria is quickly met by my Azu, my Azumarill. Azumarill is going to do really good up against this Altaria. I'm going to farm up a little bit right before the 100 energy. And then throw the Ice Beam. We're going to see what they want to do. They just go ahead and let it go through at this point. I'm just going to choose to farm down completely, I do believe. Let's see. Do we get the Bubble Down farm down? And we do get the Bubble Down farm down, which is fine with me. Gonna be able to spam out these play roughs here. Play rough is gonna do some good damage here to the lantern. I swap out, and then in the back there is jump bluff. So now I have my Sceptile up against the lantern in the back, since now we have the jump bluff on our Annihilate. I'm gonna go straight for the Night Slash here, since they didn't shield the Shadow Ball. Now they need to shield the Night Slashes. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I believe. Nope, I shield. We're gonna try to punch it down, and because we are attack weighted, we're gonna be able to punch them down completely. Gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball here, not expecting them to shield, to be honest. But if they do shield, then I'm just gonna swap out into my um, Sceptile. Sceptile is going to be able to make it to the Leaf Blade. This is going to be enough to KO, and we're going to be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're going to see this might be the last battle or the second to the last battle. We're going to see G-Fist, Galarian Stunfisk up against our Sceptile, and we don't have Earthquake, so this is really bad for me. Gonna go ahead and let this go through, knowing that I can live one. Gonna make it to the Leaf Blade here. I farmed up extra energy, hoping that they would think it's an Earthquake, and they do think it's an Earthquake. Gonna keep over farming. They throw on bad timing, which is good for me. And now gonna be almost to 100 energy, right before 100 energy, I think. Leaf Blade's gonna come through. One more Bullet Seed and throw the Leaf Blade. This should be enough to KO unless they shield. And they're gonna go ahead and let it go through. Sceptile is gonna. I'm gonna swap out my Sceptile, as I do see a Superior. Superior is gonna hit me with the Aerial Ace. I'm trying to make it to the to the Shadow Ball, but they swap out into an Azumarill, which is fine with me. Hoping I can make it to another Shadow Ball here, but they throw right before I make it to the Shadow Ball, which is fine with me. Play Rough is going to come through, and I do believe I have one move on my Sceptile, but I'm not going to come to my Sceptile yet. Going to come into the Azumarill, and at this point, just going to go ahead and let this go through. Going to throw my own Play Rough here, over farming just a tad bit, and we're going to see what they want to do. If they shield this, I do believe I'm going to combo play them. Nope, they don't shield. Now, I do end up swapping out here, trying to get the Breaking Swipe, the attack fall. We do get the attack fall. And now I'm going to try to make it to the Ice Beam. We do make it to the Ice Beam, but I have to shield this and do one bubble and throw. And I believe Ice Beam from this range is not going to be enough. So, unfortunate for me, we're going to end up losing this game, because I do believe we're going to get farmed down by the Vine Whips. So, super close game. Almost made it a 4-1 again, but unfortunate for us, we do end up losing that game, as we do get a little route for our troubles. But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys on the next video. Hopefully we have a nice hopefully I get some good sets. If not, then I will upload when I do upload. But yeah, I will see you guys on the next video.